Hey there, it's Imran and you're watching Imran Plus. Welcome to my non-spoiler review of CODA. This review is part of my Best Picture nominated review series where I review all the films nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. You can check out my full playlist with all my reviews in the link above here, or you can click the link in the description box below. While you're there, make sure you also click that subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos and so you can help this channel grow. All right, let's get started. So CODA actually stands for Child of Deaf Adults, and CODA is a coming-of-age film written and directed by Sean Hayter, who does a really great job here. This film is about Ruby Rossi, who is the only hearing child in a deaf family, and she struggles to balance helping her family's struggling fishing business with her own life aspirations, namely singing and the choir. I would describe this film as kind of like a coming-of-age A24 Pixar mashup. And I was actually really reluctant to watch this film because I had no idea what it was about. I didn't know it was about the child of deaf adults until I actually started watching the film. But all I heard was CODA being nominated, and it came out of nowhere, and I was like, another one of these like awards type films. But I'm so glad I watched this because I actually really love this movie. I really enjoyed it. And you know, it's funny how many movies with music and musicals I've enjoyed this past year. From Tick Tick Boom to West Side Story to Encanto and now CODA. Maybe I need to stop saying I'm not a musical person because all of these movies were really good and I had a great time watching all of them. So I would really recommend this film. Now, CODA is not a musical per se, but Ruby is in her school choir, and that is a large part of the plot. So there is singing scenes, but I have to say, I like the choices of songs in this film. They fit with the theme and the vibe of the movie, and they were actually really nice to listen to. I kind of looked forward to the songs, so that's promising if you're not someone who likes music in their movies. Now, this film was a really great spotlight on the deaf community. This, alongside with Echo and Hawkeye, showcase great nuanced characters who are also deaf. And I'm just so happy to see that represented, and I hope we continue to see more disabled actors getting big roles and opportunities in these types of films. This film does a really nice job of pointing out how our world and our society is not designed for people with disabilities. It wasn't designed with disability in mind. And that's a really powerful point to highlight. There's a scene that I really love in this film where one character says that other people can learn how to communicate and work with deaf people, and that he and other deaf people don't need to change what they're doing or stop what they're doing just because they're deaf. I think that is a really great point that needs to be communicated much more clearly, and everyone needs to get on board with that. And I really hope that we can integrate more accessibility within our society as a whole. Alongside navigating being part of a deaf family, another core theme in this film is balancing family with personal aspirations. Like I said, it's a coming-of-age story, so that makes sense that would be a theme. Yeah, I found the film's depiction of a family bond very moving and emotional, and it just happened that something flew into my eye at the same time that all the emotional scenes were happening. So that's what happened there. Nothing else, okay? But like seriously, if you're close with your family or if you had to juggle family responsibilities on your own, then this film will really resonate with you. And despite all of the ups and downs that come with growing up and clashing with the responsibilities that you have towards your family and with your own desires and pursuits, this film still showcases that at the end of the day, family is family, and a family should support each other always. And I thought that was really beautiful. They should get Vin Diesel in on this. I really loved that no person in the family was vilified and that all of the perspectives from every family member were valid and were displayed in a really respectful way. I think there was disagreement and clashing, and that happens in families, and that doesn't always, I mean, sometimes yes, but doesn't always mean that one person is totally at fault or totally wrong. Sometimes it's just complicated in different perspectives, and people want and need different things at different times. So there's a nuance and a love in all of the dynamics, which is a big credit to the actors, but we will talk about that in just a moment. For now, I do want to point out that this film is funny as much as it is moving. There is a light tone and teen romance sprinkled throughout this film, which really help it feel warm and cozy, even though something might happen to fly into your eye and water may come out of it. I don't know, but all I'm saying is I enjoyed the direction and pacing of this film very much. I do want to note that this film is as much funny as it is moving. There is a light comedy and teen romance sprinkled throughout. So in terms of the cast, Emilia Jones does a really great job as Ruby. She was believable as a high schooler and so natural and relatable. She was dedicated to her family and it never felt like she stopped loving them. Even though, yes, she was frustrated and she got angry, like I really liked everyone's performance. Like at the base, deep level, there was still love there. And I thought that was really, really great. She also can sing, and that is a huge plus because all of her musical scenes were really good because Emilia Jones can sing well. So I actually really loved them. She nailed all of those scenes. Troy Kotsur as Ruby's father is amazing. I love that he was a good father and like most parents was just trying his best to be there for his family despite tough times. And there's a scene that he has with Ruby in the second half that was really touching and I think spoke a lot to the character, and Troy Kotsur did a really great job in that performance. Marlee Matlin as Ruby's mother is also fantastic. She is an Oscar-winning actress for a reason. There's just so much acting with her eyes. I was really impressed and engaged throughout. And then we have Daniel Durant as Ruby's brother Leo, who also does a really, really nice job playing the older sibling. And he brought both the love and the rivalry in that sibling relationship. And lastly, but not least, Eugenio Derbez as Mr. Villalobos, Mr. V, the choir director at the school. He was a really great character and a really good guiding force for Ruby. And Eugenio Derbez was excellent in this role. He knocked it out of the park. He was just so kind and caring, but also professional and honest, which I really loved. So what are this film's Oscar chances? It's nominated for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actor. In terms of Best Picture, I'm rooting for this film to win because I think it's going to come down to this film or The Power of the Dog. And personally, I would go with CODA between those two choices. In terms of all the rest of the nominees, I don't think I would pick CODA as Best Picture if we're looking at all the nominees, but between the two frontrunners of CODA and The Power of the Dog, and maybe Belfast, I feel like this is the strongest and my personal favorite. This film could also win in Adapted Screenplay, but there again, I think it's between this film and The Power of the Dog. Either Best Picture or Best Adapted Screenplay. It's gonna win one of those, I would hope. As for Supporting Actor, I think Troy Kotsur has a strong chance to win, and I am personally rooting for him to win. I think he does a wonderful job here, and so he really deserves the win, especially given his career. So overall, I would check this film out at some point. I think it's a really good film. It's on Apple TV Plus, and I think that is a great spot for this film because it is a smaller movie and it's perfect for streaming. It has such a heartwarming story and the acting is so good that I wouldn't let this one slip away. I would check this out for sure. So those are my thoughts on CODA. Let me know what you think of the film below and what you think of its Oscar chances. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Lots more videos coming soon. But in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow movie enthusiasts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.